The story of Tunde and Emeka. In the quiet village of Umudim, tucked deep in the folds of Nigeria's rolling countryside, two boys grew up like brothers, Tunde and Emeka. Born into families where hardship was the norm and hope often flickered like a dying flame, they forged a bond tighter than blood. They shared their dreams while lying under the stars, dreams of leaving the village, of becoming something more than their fathers ever had the chance to be. Tunde was the quieter of the two, thoughtful, always observing. Emeka was the fire, quick to laugh, quicker to fight, and always chasing the horizon. While others mocked their poverty, the two boys held on to their visions like sacred prayers. But life, as it always does, called them down different paths. At the age of 16, Tunde got an opportunity that would forever change the course of his life. His uncle, a stern but successful mechanic in Lagos, offered him a place as an apprentice in his garage. There were no guarantees, no promises of riches, just the grueling sun, grease-stained hands, and the chance to learn. Tunde didn't hesitate. The night before he left, the boys sat on the riverbank, silence thick between them. "Don't forget us when you make it," Emeka said, throwing a stone into the dark waters. "I could never," Tunde replied, gripping his friend's shoulder. "This village, you, are my beginning. I won't forget where I came from." And with that, Tunde disappeared into the haze of the city. The city and the fire, Lagos, was everything the village was not: fast, merciless, and full of noise. Tunde worked from sunrise to long past sunset, enduring humiliation, blisters, and loneliness. His uncle was not a kind man, but he was fair. And Tunde learned about engines, about business, about human nature. But most importantly, he learned discipline and integrity. For 10 long years, Tunde toiled. He saved every naira he could, often eating one meal a day. He sent some money back home, though contact with Emeka faded as the years blurred past. Eventually, his hard work paid off. With enough saved, he opened a modest shop, then another. He hired young apprentices, boys who reminded him of himself. He treated them with the respect he had craved as a teenager. Slowly, his reputation grew. By his 40th birthday, Tunde had built T-Prime Autos, one of the leading auto tech firms in the city, employing hundreds and training thousands. Yet even with all the wealth, he lived simply, wore humility like a second skin, and never boasted. But in the village of Umudim, time had not been so kind. Emeka's wounds, back home, Emeka's fire began to flicker. With Tunde gone, he tried his hand at farming, carpentry, and even motorcycle repairs. But opportunities were few, and corruption was abundant. He watched as friends fell into crime, as others drank themselves into oblivion. Emeka held on, barely, to the belief that life still owed him something better. News of Tunde's success had reached the village like whispers on the wind. Some praised him, others criticized him for forgetting where he came from. But Emeka didn't judge. Deep down, he knew his friend, and he believed Tunde hadn't changed, just grown. One morning, after selling the last of his goats, Emeka made a decision. With nothing but a borrowed shirt and a bag of tattered clothes, he boarded a rickety bus headed for Lagos. He had no address, no phone number, just a name and a heart full of hope. Reunion. It took weeks of asking, walking, and surviving on street food, but one fateful afternoon, Emeka stood outside the glass doors of T-Prime Autos. He stared at the towering building, his feet hesitant. Could Tunde be in there? Would he even recognize him? Inside, Tunde was in a meeting when his assistant interrupted. "There's a man outside, sir. He says his name is Emeka. He claims he knew you from Umudim." The room fell silent. Tunde stood, heart pounding, memories flooding back like an unstoppable tide. Let him in. When their eyes met, time dissolved. The years, the distance, the silence, none of it mattered. Two brothers from the soil embraced, tears blurring the past and present. "I told you I'd never forget," Tunde whispered. From brothers to builders. Tunde didn't just give Emeka a job, he gave him a new life. He enrolled him in training, helped him find his footing in the fast-paced city. Emeka, still driven and full of grit, rose quickly. But it was never about charity. It was about restoration. Together, they started a rural empowerment project back in Umudim. They built schools, provided scholarships, and opened vocational centers. They returned not as kings, but as servants of the people who had shaped them. People now speak of Tunde and Emeka not just as successful men, but as symbols. Proof that integrity, loyalty, and faith can take you further than shortcuts ever could. Epilogue. the light within. In a world where loyalty is rare and truth is costly, they chose a different path. The road was rough, the climb is steep, but they stayed true to their values, leading them home, not just in geography, but in purpose. Tunde and Emeka's story is far from over. And for anyone out there still struggling, dreaming, the best is yet to come.